if possible. I want flaggers. What? Not going live? I don't know what you're saying. What's going on? Oh, I don't get coffee. Yes, because I get up at 3:30. Are we live? All right. Don't you want to check on the phones? All right. Yes. I can grab my phone. All right. It's just verification. Otherwise, I got to yak a bunch of stuff. And then I got to yak a bunch of stuff again, and I can only cut the box open once. Grab my phone. Yeah. Just see. All right. Glad most of the meat we got is frozen. That's pretty cool. I gotta chip those branches. Those things are causing a problem. Are we live? Is it not live? Okay. All right. All right. See. Give us a second. We just want to make sure everything's live everywhere before we start rolling the action. I'm not a professional. I only want to share a bit of knowledge. Is it alive? Is it not alive? All right, give me 1 second. Let me just check here what's going on. Ugh, fucking technology. Technology. All right, because Rumble's not this side. So, main canvas, Rumble. It's not there. Okay. See, it's not here.
Use the toggle.
Oh, okay. Oh, Rumble's live. All right. Well, it's supposed to be live. All right. Let me see something quick. Is the why is it not going live? Browse. All right. Try Rumble. I just disabled and re-abled it. So let's see. Man, it is frustrating. Just refresh Rumble again. No, I mean on the phone. Woo. Well, good morning to YouTube, apparently, and we're trying to get Rumble to activate, but it is refusing. Let me see something quick. Let me see something quick. 1 second. Let me just go to this here. Rumble Studio. Rumble connected. Okay. All right. All right. I think it's got to do with Rumble Studio, which is the problem. I think it's got to do with the Rumble Studio, where the problem is. Yeah. I don't know where to find it. Rumble Live. Okay. Nine. I don't know what this thing is doing. All right. Try this again. All right, because I think this thing's connected to Rumble Studio. All right. You see, it keeps going to what's the name? I can't. Why can I not browse this thing? Hold on. You see, why can I not? You see, I can't browse in the studio. I can't. This sucks. This is stupid. No, I can't. There's no scroll button. All right, hold on a second. Let me see. Uh, uh, I don't know what to set up here. It's giving me so much shit. All right, I don't know. Let me try one more time. Disable, enable, settings, Rumble. Uh, see, let me try this. Let me try this. Live stream. Okay. Let me see. Live streaming. Rustic Ranch. Hold on. Okay, and Rumble, it's waiting on Rumble, right? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just try something. My content, yes, leave. Bees, edit, live stream. Let me try something here. Give me a second. Copy. Give me 1 second. Let me just try this. Copy. Let me just try this. Rumble. All right, hold on. Yeah. Copy. Yeah. Trying to get this thing copied over. It does not want that. All right, so let me copy this one. All right, let me just see if I copy this one on the static key. Copy. Let me see. All right, so let me see. Is Rumble still there? It refuses to go live on that one. Has to be the top one because that's a generic. Okay, let's see. Right, let's see if that worked. See if that worked. Man, what a mission. Is it live? Are we live? Say again? All right, well, fuck. Good morning. Jesus. Goedemorgen, good morning. All right, so after much fighting, because I've got my, I don't use StreamYard because, we don't stream enough. We use OBS and it's interconnected with Rumble Studio and the whole thing's a mess. So anyway, so I had to decommission Rumble Studio and just put it in a straight live. So what's it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes later anyway, 15 minutes later, we are live. So I profusely apologize for that. It's been a rough morning. I was up at 3:30 this morning. I ran to DFW. I had to go get a bunch of meat, so that's like an hour and 15 minutes away. Then they didn't have anything ready, so I had to wait for like 40 minutes, and then they loaded stuff up, and then I had to stop at a hardware store to pick up a few things for this. I got some screws, but I needed more, so I just didn't want to run out. And then I had a strap go loose, and then I eventually got here, and now this. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to help you guys today. I'm going to show you guys today some beehive. We're getting into some bee stuff, so I'm going to show you some beehive assembly because I was. So let's start at the beginning. So we were looking at some ag type stuff. We've had people use our land before we moved out here. For the last 4 years or whatever, they had some cattle running around here, and we want ag exemption because we're doing a lot of kind of ag type stuff. And then we looked into it, and it seems, although deadly, bees were a very good option for what we want to do. And I don't want to go through the whole list of the requirements because I might not be 100% accurate on that. Nicole told me, I didn't read it for myself, and I'm not that familiar with it. But let me put it this way: I take looking after animals seriously. So I don't want to buy a bunch of cows and then they croak, or I don't have the proper accommodations for them, and I'm not set up for that yet. So I looked at, we were looking at sheep, we were looking at goats. You're probably looking at a donkey or two, but you got to put fencing up, and we got a highway running right in front of our property. We are literally on the frontage road, and except for that, they just designated this an interstate. So I don't want to, I don't want to cause unnecessary issues. And I'm sorry, I can't read chat. Nicole is running behind, so she would have helped and read chat and stuff like that. So right now I can't read chat, but we'll figure it out. I just thought, it's the morning seemed to be a good time because we have a little bit better data, I think. The data, just the throughput seems a little better in the morning. But so we just decided, let's just throw it out there this morning and see what happens. But anyway, so because we've got an interstate running right in front of our property, I don't want some rogue sheep going barreling into the road and causing an accident. So you got to have proper fencing and things like that. And I haven't had time. We've been working flat out just to get it set up what we have right now. And I don't have time to put fences and things like that. And bees seem to be, you know what, that's a little bit more self-contained. I can stick it in a back corner on the property. I can clear some space for it. It looks a little more, except for the bees, but you can stay away from them for the most part. So I got a bunch of bee boxes, and I looked around, and there's just so much stuff out there, and you don't know how much information is right and how much is wrong. So I found boxes that were completely unassembled, and you get them in two types from the guys I dealt with, which is a waxed and an unwaxed. And normally the unwaxed ones are the ones where people, want to paint their boxes. Now, I'm kind of more a naturalist type of guy, I prefer the box being waxed, and that way it's maybe a little more natural than actual paint. You're shaking the camera. Just put it down over here. Yes, sorry, Nicole just came sneaking out here again. Is there anybody that I should say good morning to? No? Okay, everybody be quiet. All right, that's okay. That's not the end of the world. Oh, WMD. How are you doing, man? All right, so, well, good morning to everybody in the chat. Anyway, please throw your comments. We want to try and make it a little interactive. So anyway, so I went and I bought some boxes. So we've been busy with this since like last year, June, when we got here. We decided we looked into the requirements, and I was like, man, we got a lot of stuff. Oh, cheers for the coffee. Check out Tribal Coffee on our website, biltongusa.com. Awesome coffee. So we were looking at it, and we were like, all right, we're going to get to some fencing. We're going to get to this, let's put the buildings up. Let's get the septic in, and it just, as you work, you're like, well, man, the fences get, and then, we had a bunch of cold weather. We actually had a lot of cold spells this year. We had like the most snow I've ever seen in Texas. And so with the result is, we cleared a space for the hives. We started planning where we were going to put them. We got some hives. We got the bases down and things like that, and then we needed more, so we bought a bunch extra, and we haven't assembled all of them yet, but we've been busy with this for a good 8-9 months. But so here is things that I've learned. There are specific seasons during the year where they actually swarm, and depending on the temperatures of the season depends on when the swarming will start. So Texas, where we are, is anywhere from like February to like June, all right? And they can do the whole period or periods in that period. Now, we've had pretty cold weather, I'd say, till like end of March. We still had like really cold, like 30s, like low 30s. Now, typically from what I understand is you want to look at 80s, and flowers have to bloom and things like that have to happen. So we've had quite a bit of rain. It's real green. There are a lot of blooming going on. We've seen some bees. We've seeded some of the hives. They are out. They're sitting there waiting for swarms. We've actually got one swarm that is on a different part of the property. We hope we can attract it. But today, we're going to do an assembly. Now, why I want to do this is because when I opened this box, I almost had a heart attack because I'm like, spares. I have no idea what's going on here. So let me make sure this is on top, and if I can cut it correctly, and that would help a lot. All right, so I didn't understand, because when you see beehives, you see an assembled hive, and I didn't understand, because when I bought these things, the guy said, don't worry, you'll fit lots in a truck, don't worry about a trailer. And I'm in my mind have this idea of having like an assembled hive. So I got the boxes, and I'm like, well, there's probably going to be stuff to assemble, but for the most part, it's going to be put together. Man, was I mistaken. Now, the instructions generally Chinglish, like they don't tell you nothing. So you got these little arms, all right? So I was like, all right, I have no idea what those are for. And then you got same arms but shorter, and I'm like, well, all right, we'll learn, because someone assembled these things, so it can't be that difficult. Sorry, lots of traffic going past. Nails, which I'm like, all right, there'll be a job for them, and there's screws, and what I didn't know, short and long ones. So I started assembling with long ones and short ones. Then you got these little plastic brackets, or like flat panel So I assumed, okay, these are going to be for the bees because they got the little octangular
Hexagon or
hexagon. Is it X? Yeah, it's X. Sorry, I'm thinking oct. It's not oct, it's X. Let me see if I can open one here. All right, I'm going to have to pull the knife out again. All right, and just as a matter of interest, because these things are waxed, your hands get all waxed up. So what I suggest, if you've got the waxed ones, and anyway, these things come waxed, just grab some gloves. Once the wax is on your hands, you will not get the gloves on. All right, so put the gloves on prior to just to keep the wax. That way, you know, because the wax, you've got to use pretty hot water and soap and stuff. And if you use the gloves, don't have to worry about that. So let me see if I can show you guys. So these are the little panels, and I don't know if you can see that. All right, so you'll see they got little. It's got wax on, and they got little. So that's where the honeycombs are going to be formed on. All right, and then you've got long sticks and long but wider sticks, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, at least I can work with my hands. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how these things work. And then I got a bunch of these things in different sizes, and I was like, fucking hell, I have no idea what's going on.
So Lemon Zinger says, King of Billsong, you may want to wax them some more, speaking from experience.
Yeah, I am not surprised. And maybe you can tell me what wax. You know, I don't know if you must use the surfboard wax. I don't know what wax. You know, what was that used to be called, turtle wax or whatever? Not turtle. Turtle wax was a car wax. I can't remember all the waxes, but I remember the surfboard wax was big.
It's called sex wax.
Oh, that's correct. That's why I remember it. I don't remember the name though because I was a little young for those kind of things. This thing I will explain to you in a moment. I'm glad there's people with some bee experience. But yes,
Natural
I can see.
Bee wax.
Okay, so I must just buy it. How about I get some bees and then I just get my own wax? All right, so let me stop there. So you got this little guy, all right, and this guy is your base. All right, so this is going to be your base that your actual hive sits on. All right, which I could figure out. And then you got thin ones and you got wide ones, and all have handles. Every single side has a handle, so it makes it a little hard to figure out when you start the assembly.
Up, down, left, right?
Well, you know, when you don't know anything about these things and you pull all of this out, it's very intimidating because you have no idea what this is. You know, I have no experience with bees. You got this little guy, all right, and you got this guy, which is the lid, and then you got this guy. All right, so let's remove the box so we can make some space. All right, so, and I'm still learning because I'm brand new to that. I haven't actually like harvested one bit of honey or anything, so I don't want to pretend like I know anything.
We've been letting them stew.
Yes, we've been watching this hive like since last year when they moved in here, which was last year, June, July. That's where we kind of thought, okay, maybe the honey thing will be a thing. We've been watching them and we've been paying attention to what they've been doing, and they made it through winter, so it's all good. They've moved in under the one building, so we're trying to attract them out. We got bee suits. I'm allergic to bees, so I don't want to go like pokey if I don't have to. This is for honey, when you actually have the honey harvesting season, so the queen can't get in, to what I've learned. So this is so the workers can get through, but not the queen, and lay eggs in the honey. So that's what I figured out that was. All right, so because this is our first season, we will not be harvesting honey this season. We just want to get the hive set up, you know. And I've only got like one or two of these left, so I thought, all right, let me do a video before all of it's assembled. I've got all the bases are done because they're the same. So I like grabbed a bunch of bases. That's why all the boxes are there, because I've taken all the bases and tops it out. This is the last one. So basically, you're gonna have this guy sitting at the bottom. This is the lid that's gonna go on top. All right. And then that guy with the slot is gonna go on top. So what you have is you have a thinner box, which is going to be a honey box. All right, that's its 4 panels, which I didn't know. And then you got 2 boxes at the bottom. All right.
Lemon says a couple things. I'm a beekeeper, have a few kids on Rumble of my apiary if you want to see them.
All right, yeah.
And Neuro does say, buy some meat from King of Biltong at biltongusa.com. Use code RRR.
Thank you,
10%
Triple
off.
R.
But Lemon also says, I recommend having an EpiPen available before you need it. I saved someone's life having one handy.
Yes, we will do that. So far, so the few times I got stung, as long as I take the antihistamine, I'm okay. But at any time, that could get real bad. So yes, you are correct. And I think if you buy them cash, they are not expensive. It's only when you go on medical. So if you have a look, there's a thin slot at the top here. All right. And then you got these little wedges, you know, which is joints, wood joints. You got these little wood joints, and they locking joints, so they wide on the one side, thin on the other side. All right, you can see the wax already on my hands. Now, the handle has a flat side for picking up. All right, and as long as your flat side and flat side goes together, all right, the top one here is thinner, which slides over, and you can pretty much hook these things. Now I got one that wasn't very well made and I had to use a chisel, but for the most part they will just literally slide in. All right, so once you figured out that you have 4 big boxes or 2 big boxes, 4 panels each, and 1 small box, like the whole picture starts making sense. All right, and then all you got to make sure is that your handle side and your handle side is together. All right, and I'll show you on the second box a slightly faster way of doing it. Hold on. I'm putting this thing, as I talk to you, I put it in the wrong way around. All right, so. All right, there we go. Okay, so we got the first side done. All right, and then we want to do this side. Let me see, there we go.
Lemon's typing like I type. Autocorrect is not your friend today.
Oh, autocorrect is not your friend. I might have the wrong one, yeah.
I'm
Use
sorry,
what?
I missed that. Videos, not kids.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
I caught the other autocorrect for him. I didn't catch that one. Or her. I don't know if it's a he or she.
All right, there we go. You see, so if you actually have all your what's names lined up, they'll just kind of pop in. All right, so like I said, where did I put the screws? And I just had the pack of screws. Threw them down there. I still said, oh, you know, screws. Oh, here we go. At the back, sorry. All right, let's get some coffee. All right, so I'll throw these guys out. And I think the last one I got, there were more screws than I needed. So from what I can see, all right, have yourself a handy, a little electric screwdriver. So the short ones go in the top thin panel, all right, and the long ones go down the side. 5 on the big ones, 3 on the small ones. All right, so I set my drill to speed 1, slowest speed, lowest torque setting. Now, I don't know if anybody here ever like built model planes. All right, now the wood very much reminds me of what they call balsa wood, which is very light, plain wood, and it's not very strong. So you really don't want to, if you push too hard, like that guy didn't even stop, I had to stop it, but if you push too hard, it'll just go right through the wood. All right, so don't do that. All right, I do not apply glue to these because these are wedged. All right, the screws will keep them in place, and it's not like you're going to move these things around a bunch. But I found that once the screws are in, this thing's pretty good. All right, and then so one short one up there, All right, one, two, short one.
Lemon had a question
The,
for you. What type of hives are these? Are they pine wax dipped or cedar wax dipped? So they look amazing.
I think these are pine. They are from China, but they were not expensive. Not from, okay, from what I saw, from what people were paying or charging for these things. So these, sorry, this one is a little up. So I'm just gonna, torque it a little and go back. From what I saw online, so I looked around a little bit, and man, look, I don't want to like be negative on anyone or anything like that, but the kind of commercial bee guys were not very friendly.
We found a small guy. He had some stuff. He gave you some details, and you were able to get it. No
Yeah,
hassles. I mean,
no, it's just I found like like the kind of more quote quote commercial guys. So everybody's far, like it's 3 hours drive. All right, this was a closer guy, but he's got bees, but he actually I think he imports this and sells it just for like profit, for like simple. I just want to make some money. People want beehives. I'll import some. I didn't. There was a couple of pictures of them. They looked okay. When I got there, they were in boxes like that. So I was very like, wow, all right. I don't know what, but okay. I mean, obviously, the guy seemed nice. He was pretty straightforward. He didn't look like a guy that was going to sell me, empty egg boxes back to the box, and then I get home and So, from what I saw online, these were fair priced. All right, and I thought, all right, well, let me buy them because we have to get going with this stuff if we want to make the swarm season. Because you literally run out of time. Like bees, it's not, it's not like an animal you can go and buy and keep and run around with. Like they
you
come.
can just go get a queen. Everybody tells you
Well,
just go get a queen.
yeah, sure, but they can also just leave.
And if the queen doesn't have anybody else,
Yes. Well, that's the other problem, isn't it? But I mean, like that's the thing with the bees that I've now figured out, which I think it's like an unspoken truth that nobody says. Is like they could just leave. So you could buy
how much were those queens, by the way?
$250. It's $200.
$2.50?
No, $200 for a queen and $250 to $300 for a marked queen, which means you can see the queen in your hive, like she'll have a dot on her. So I mean, sure, but what I want to do is, my kids are learning from this. We are using this for all kinds of stuff, and we would like to sell the honey. So I want to learn the proper way of doing it. One box. Now I'll leave this down here. I'm not gonna assemble the other one right now because it's gonna take a minute. So when you place this on top here, there's a nice little step here for the guys to get in. If we got paper towels, I'm splashing coffee over here if you don't mind.
Lemon says, holy crap, that's a lot. Where do you live? Exactly, Lemon.
That's a what?
The bee's expensive.
Yes. Yeah, well, but I think it's the season because it's the time of the year now. So everybody's like fucking cash sale. All right. So this guy, okay, you use to limit the entrances. So you make them bigger or smaller. All right. And it goes in the front here. Now, if you've got a big hive, you can leave it out. If you've got a smaller hive, and maybe Lemon, maybe you can add some in on that because mine are all open right now, and I don't know if I should limit the size of the entrance. But this, they say you should place in front of your box in winter to reduce the entrance size so the heat stays inside. You don't get as much cold in. All right, so that's that. So then I had a look at these guys, all right, and this guy goes with that guy, and I'm gonna bring this over here because I decided to do this a little different than most people, I guess.
See, Lemon, this is why we say the big bee people around this area not so good to work with. So We haven't found one, at least that's.
No, we haven't. I
Working
mean, we
with
knew
us.
to it and we knew to the area, but everybody was far away, and you know.
Sorry, I don't mean Sunset. I mean.
Oh yeah. And
That
then
was
you know somebody put me in contact with someone and said, hey, listen, this guy looking for some bee stuff, and it's like, well, you know, you got to book a queen. It's like, well, okay, dude. Like, I don't know. You know, like you don't have to get. No, you can't come now. I don't have queens. You got to book one. And I'm like, well, okay. I don't know. I mean, okay.
And I'm not open on. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, and I'm not open on Sundays. I'm like, well, okay, that makes it hard because I'm going to drive 3 hours, you know, and then because so what I like to do because we you know we actually run a store through which we pay all our bills. So you know, purchases are encouraged because that's how we
Those
live.
8-ounce bags make great
Yes,
gifts.
they make great
Come on,
gifts.
Nero.
Yeah, we don't punt it because you know we just want to try. You know, we don't have day jobs, man. This is our job. And I said to someone the other day, I like working for myself because I like the illusion that I might be able to take some time off at some point. Because I've never have. What's it now? 7 years? We're going on 8 years or something? Like 6 days
we're
off or
going
something
on 8
stupid. But
years,
anyway,
yeah.
that doesn't matter. But so if we want to go do something, either one of us stay or we got to be back here by 9 o'clock ready to open. Because right now we're opening at 9 and going forward in future it'll probably be earlier because there's traffic, so people want to probably get stuff before they go to work. So it might have to be 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. A lot of places open at 5 in the morning, so we don't know what the future holds. But for now, this is what we do. And we're trying to set up something, you know, we do the biltong is a majority of what we do. But we'd like to do some honey. We're doing some chutneys and some sauces.
We've
And
got some good meat.
we got good meats. I've just got some picanhas. I'm going to cut what they call a rump steak.
Don't forget, we've even shipped the meats to Arizona.
Oh yeah, we've shipped like steaks around the country a little bit.
Yeah.
So just you know, there's a lot of stuff we kind of try and do to you know to keep the what's the name ticking over. You know, just so we can keep doing what we're doing. But we'd like to add, and we've been looking for honey for years, and we can never find a consistent supply. So
There's
we decided
always a whisper of someone does it, and then when we contact them, they never have it. They cannot supply us.
or they supply us for like
dibs and
one
drabs of
or two
supply.
drums, and then that's the end of that. And the people are weird because you're like, hey man, you know that honey, it was pretty good. Can I have some more? I don't have any. And it's not like, look man, you know, I'm trying to ramp up productions, so you can't fucking work with people because nobody talks.
And we know you can't force it. I mean,
Yes,
obviously,
I
this
know,
is
like you
natural.
can't make
We
bees
know.
make honey, but you know, just if you keep us informed, then we know how to work with them. But man, people are weird. So anyway,
Sorry, there's some chat we're missing
Yeah.
out on. Lemon said before, I'm going to back up for a minute. Most I've ever paid for a queen was $65, and that was high at the time. There is someone out in Tennessee, I'll take note of the name, who does ship bees, so never know, maybe we can get them.
okay.
And Donald Trump is Jesus Christ says it's a beautiful time. Sorry, it is a beautiful time to be alive. Yes, it is.
You know what, man? I am so tired of the politics and everybody fighting. I just want to do something else.
Right?
Fucking blackpilling is getting me, man. It's getting me.
But Lemon does say, I would love to sell you 5-gallon buckets anytime. Yes, please. Do you have our email? I will pop it in chat. I want it now because we consume a lot of honey ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, and part of this is selfish. Part of this is to sell. We want to know where honey comes from because you can manufacture honey just like you can manufacture everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced that what we have
Yeah,
is
and just
always
keep
as
in mind,
funny.
we want to try and retail it. So we're going to repackage it into probably like 1 pound, 16-ounce jars. What I remember the last time, we actually in a 16-ounce jar, we got 20 ounces of honey.
Probably.
Because we try and make it as full as possible because the jar's like, you know.
It's a 5-gallon bucket. That's the size
Yeah,
that we
that's
used
the
to get
ones.
from the
Yeah, that's
other.
No, the other guy we got
keeper.
1 gallons from.
Those are 1 gallon.
Yes, they were 1 or 2 gallons. They were the
Oh,
small
that
ones.
was
The
so small.
5 gallon is a big paint bucket.
That's the big paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and we can probably do a shipping label from us. But anyway, eat at biltongusa.com. Send
I'll
us an
pop it
email.
in.
Let's see if we can do something. All right, so this is the assembly of this guy. All right, of the actual inserts. Fuck, now I don't remember the name. But anyway, so what I did was because you know I don't know exactly what to do here, so I thought, all right, let me glue it up a little bit. All right. Just put a little bit of glue on there. All right. And I got, so you get thinner drywalls, but the hardwares didn't have them. All right. So this guy has got a slit in it. You see that? And that slit is to fit this into. All right. So you've got to assemble it the right way around. Otherwise, your slit will sit on the outside and then nothing will go in there. Does that make sense?
You
All right.
have to have your slit open and available to put the hexagon sheet into.
All right. So I got so what I did was I said, all right, so I got probably a 2 millimeter. It's a 532 drill. All right. And I'm just hit it in the middle here. I need to put the speed up on that one. All right. And then 532 because I don't want these things to fall apart on me, man. I looked at the nails and having to nail that in here.
Break
I was
every
like,
single one.
well, the thing is, this wood is not very strong. And I'm not a big fan of nailing things because you cannot, once the nail's in, then, now to pull it out is a big mission. But screws work a little better. So you put little drill. All right, you put little hole so it doesn't crack. Now, some of them still crack, but this should hold this thing together. And once the glue sets, all right, that should be the end of that story. All right.
I'm gonna go fix that flag.
The what? Yes, that's fine. That thing bugged me when I drove in here this morning. All right, so this guy goes in here. All right, and then this guy goes in there. You can see how nice and straight these things are. Straight from the Chinese. All right, and also, with the gloves, you get the glue. Let me get the one side lined up and set in. All right. All right, and then I'll just grab. Sorry, we got some wind here, man. The wind never stops in this place. I don't want to get glue all over my machines. All right, so I just take the glue and stick it in the any cavities. Just fill it with the glue, and this glue does set odor and smellless. So no odor, or odorless, odor and smellless. Jesus. So odorless, it'll set. All right, and then this side, you're gonna grab it in the middle here. All right, and I mean, just work carefully because it can still crack. You see, like that one, a little bit. So don't go too far, and make sure. All right, assembled. So fill this up. All right, and then for now, pop this guy on top because we want to catch a swarm in this guy. And that guy goes on top of that. All right, so once you progress past this, your second box goes on top of this one, and then your third box on top of that. So, that's at least from everything I've seen and everything I've done, what I've figured out. So Lemon is more than welcome to point out if I've made any mistakes. I am by no means an expert. I do not want to pretend to be one.
Novice.
Hey, novice, man. I am the apprentice that's learning from the novice. So, and then something that I have seen, and I'm going to do that quick. Give me 1 second. You can read the chat. Ask Lemon to tell me if there's anything.
Yeah, go ahead and give us some feedback on what your thoughts. Are we on the right track, do you think? The boxes wise, we know that swarms like something smaller initially. So the goal is to have the bottom part of the boxes ready and available, seeded. Yes, we have been using different things to seed the boxes, offering food. And I don't know if Anton talked about that. I did walk away. Did you talk about what you're seeding the boxes with and
No,
putting
not
in
yet.
food
I'm not going to advertise products, but
well, no, but
yeah, lemon.
lemongrass.
So
And that's oil. That's
yes.
everywhere.
So just as a matter of interest, all right, we are placing these on pallets. I'm going to drag a pallet over here. Everybody knows what a pallet looks like. So what I'm doing is, I am. There's all kinds of ways you can do things. I decided because we're out in the country and we don't have any fucking peaches, so I'm using bricks, and I'm using 4 bricks, and I'm doubling them up, but I'm placing them flat. So I'll probably go to 3 bricks, and then a pallet on top, and I'll probably do a flat brick on top of that. So 3 bricks, just to make sure I've got structure, because man, the wind here is something obnoxious. We've had wind blow our one building over, so I don't want shit to blow away. So I'll do that. So 3 of these, 1 of this. That'll give you, what's the size on these things? Let me just see where my tape measure is. Sorry, I got one somewhere. Here we go. So the pallet's 4 inches. So that'll give you 8, 12, 16 plus this. So it gives you 18. So it gives you about 2 feet off the ground. And then these guys are 12 inches.
Mona
yeah, we got
on
a
the way.
moan boy. Man,
he's
not
had
been...
a hard week, this young man. Come here. Come sit with me. You can't cry.
Yes, we're talking to people.
No crying.
Shame, he's just had a very hard week. But anyway, so I'm basically setting three bricks high, 1 under each corner of the pallet, so that the wind doesn't blow it away. Then the pallet on top of that, then the boxes on top of the pallet, and then you take the strap and you strap it over your box so your box doesn't blow over. All right, so get some ratchet straps. I found these at a hardware store. They're not fancy. They got a little plastic thing which will probably last 1 summer and it'll be broken. But $10 for 4, because you know I'm not going to spend millions and then it doesn't work anyway. So
Lemon did say place the block the other way, then you can strap your hive down. So there we go.
What's that?
Lemon said place your block the other way, then you can strap your hive down.
Oh yeah, but
I exactly that.
Yes. Yes, and then remember I put a pallet, so I strap it actually to the pallet. But I might actually run some straps through the blocks and strap the pallet to the blocks. That might be a good idea.
We get a lot of wind out
here. We get bad wind out here, man.
We do have them in a spot. We actually we found, I think, the perfect spot. They're everywhere on this property. Wind flows like nobody's business, but our property's big, so there's little nooks and crannies that we didn't realize we even had. And I think it was July last year you stumbled on that spot.
Yes.
I can't remember why we went back there, but
we got a stormwater runoff running through our property, and on the side of this there's trees, and it's almost like there's trees on the one side, so there's shade in the afternoon, and then it's kind of covered on the other side by some hedge. Yes. And there's just this like it's space, perfect. like a half an acre to an acre, I guess, probably a half an acre.
Yeah.
Just like in between all of this. So I just mowed it down. Yeah, and it's like, all right, the bees are going to go there. That's going to be perfect. So
no rain.
No rain. We back up.
It's on. The screen's not connected, so I'm sure it's something very simple. I'm sure it is simple.
So just stop and start the phone, the camera.
Okay.
Ah, there goes my paper towel. Paper towel gone.
On the phone, right?
Yeah. Just stop and restart. Can I help you with that?
Yeah, I don't know what stop is. There's no stop.
Yeah, you just go out and in. I'll hold him, please. There's a hang up button, then refresh, and then share your camera, and then start. All right, so back.
No.
Let me see.
There's a refresh there too. I didn't want to click anything and messed up.
It doesn't want to come back. All right, just see if people can hear us, if it's back live.
Okay. Have audio, no video.
All right, give us 1 second. I'm just trying to get the camera back on.
S meter said yes, audio. And A is called Gaming is rating us. Sorry, it's give us a minute. We'll be back.
I'll be back.
Be right back in just a second.
All right, come phone, come camera. Let's go, man. Why is this thing not want to come back?
Always, there's always something. I know.
Man.
Ball of tennis. We're trying. We're trying. Working on the stream again to get the video back for everybody.
Second.
That's what happens when the computer dies. I was so smart in my infinite intelligence. I went and got the charger for the phone because normally the phone's the problem, and I've been spoiled. We used to use a different computer, and charge was not an issue. Well, not on this one.
All right, I got the. You see, it does this sometimes. It likes to.
Oh, connects to the wrong thing.
Yeah, it. Good 1 second.
Okay, as long as you kind of know where you're at, then
Yeah,
that should work.
I know what the problem is. I don't know why it's doing it.
Because it can. Because it can.
There we go. Oh, technology.
It's too smart for all of us.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta clip this thing back into my. How crooked is that? Very crooked.
Do you want me to help with that part? I can help with that.
I think we should be okay. I think people should see us now. I think it's all good.
I see you.
All right, I'm sorry about that.
Let me re-angle.
So here's another question, because we got fire ants by the gazillion.
Yes.
And some of them,
Lemon's gone.
Oh, okay, lemon gone.
Sorry, lemon had to.
All right, because they like to build in the blocks. They like to build inside.
Yep.
So I thought maybe I put one of these on top, to try and disparage that. But anyway, let me move this away, because maybe I'll see how solid it is if I do 2 of these on its side, because that would be much better for height. Because you want it high enough so rodents and fucking
yes.
rodents and like possums and all kinds of weird stuff doesn't get into your boxes. You want to try and make sure. Ooh, that's a little sharp tip over there. You want to make sure that they don't end up, bugging your bees and making life uncomfortable for them. Sorry, there's a little hook here. This thing will stick right into someone's finger. Let's see if I can cut it off. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other questions or anything like that. We've got so I'll assemble the rest of this, but that's pretty much in a nutshell how this whole thing sets up and how it works. Like, subscribe, share. We're gonna try and do this more often. It won't be tomorrow, but we might be able to do Thursday or Friday, depending on how our schedule looks. But we want to try and do, regular streams. Weekends seem to be working well. It's just 7:30 on a Saturday is a little early for a lot of people, but not for me. I'm always up. But Saturday, Sundays are pretty open game. Depending also whether it's a little cramped in the shop to stream, but we might be able to stream in the manufacturing, depending on how it's set up. We've got some plans. We've got a few things we can do. But outside, if it rains, it's kind of over. And yeah, we'll see from there. But I think that can kind of conclude things. Yes.
S. Meter did ask you, which we did not get to it because of our power escapades. I'm backing up. Hold on. I'm backing up and getting thrown out of chat.
Yes, I like it when you scroll up and you do it wrong, then it just boots you out of chat.
Are y'all ordering a colony online or trying to get a wild colony?
Oh, that's what we were talking about. So we're trying to catch some swarms. We've got some interest from a couple of the guys. So what we've done is we've seeded the hives. All right, and we've put them out because now swarm season. So I opened with that. Sorry about that, but I opened with that. Sorry, let me just put these things back so before I fall over a box. So what we've done is we've seeded some hives. Okay, now it's swarm season. So when we started, I said so in Texas where we are, swarm season's anywhere from February all the way to June. All right, now Tennessee, as far as I understand, is closer to like end of March, April. It depends on the temperature. So you can't have too much rain. It can't be too cold, and it's got to be blooming, and there's got to be pollen and shit happening, and nectar and has to flow.
So that the bees are actually.
Yes, flowers and stuff like that. So we've got 21 acres, and it's very rural. Like it's all. Let me see. I don't know if I can turn the camera. I wanted to turn the camera to that side, but I mean, that's right in the sun, so I don't know if that's going to be bad. But it's all just plants, lush green. It looks like a forest over here. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got a lot of open fields. We've got wildflowers growing and stuff like that. I've tried to selectively mow, so we have some paths and we have a little bit of open space, but I've tried to leave the rest for the most part as it stands because I don't want to disturb the wild, the wildlife and stuff. I want to try and keep it as natural as possible because our idea is to have more natural kind of living out here. Sorry, we got the highway right in front of us, so when there's big trucks, it makes a lot of noise. So I thought, you know what, you can buy a queen, but she can also just leave or die. So how about we try and catch some swarms, and then the kids can also learn how to do that. And we have a swarm that literally, as we put the one building down, it fell over. Well, it didn't fall over. The wind blew it over. They put it back up, and as they were busy putting it up, a swarm moved in last year, July, August, September.
It was before the building fell.
Yeah, so they moved in probably July, say August. They moved in.
Yeah.
So they moved in around August.
I actually wonder if they came with.
If they
came with.
Yes. Yeah, it might be. Might be.
May have been hidden. Like,
in the building, possibly. But anyway, so we had the colony, and we've been watching them and seeing what they were doing, and that's kind of, we started thinking, well, maybe, then it must have been June, July, because they brought the building end of July. So we had the colony. We've been busy with that. We've been watching them. We've been trying to expand and see. So instead of like what I've seen, it's like 250, man. For like 200 to 250 for a queen, 250 to 300 if she's marked. I'm like, yes, that's, I got a bunch of hives, man. That's gonna be real expensive. So we said, you know what, let's seed them. I mean, bees are flying around, and the thing is also like you don't guarantee that they stay. You know, they wild, so they can just decide no, they don't like you, they don't like the digs. Go away. So I've got pretty boxes, so that maybe they aesthetically pleasing to the bees. You know, it's like, oh, it's such a pretty house. I mean, maybe I move in there. You know? But anyway, so we're trying to catch them. So we've got I think 10 set up with 10 that's seeded. That's set up, and I got this one which is 11, and I got one more that's 12. So that's 12 hives, and we'll see how that goes. And it's the big ones, the double pluser. So it's got two. It's got the smaller box, which is this one. I got to put this together. So that's the thinner one and two big ones. So that's a pretty high hive. So yeah, I think that's that. I don't think we need to do anything else.
No, just say hi to Miss Leslie.
Hey, Leslie.
She came in and popped in, just asked if we were getting for pollinating or honey. Definitely for honey. This year's probably going to be pollinating, and that's okay. But honey in the future. And she asked, does a certain wood attract them more than other woods?
I don't know. I don't think so. These were just boxes I bought. This is how they came.
Lemongrass attracts them.
Yes, lemongrass attracts them. What I did do is I went for waxed boxes. I don't just in my very amateur opinion, I don't want to paint my boxes. I don't know if painting a box, you know, I want to try and stay away from any chemicals. So I think waxing is better, in my opinion.
Beeswax.
Yes, beeswax. But I don't want to like artificial stuff like wood. It's natural. Wax, natural. I don't want to like paint and stuff. I don't think that's if you're gonna do a clean product. I don't want anything chemical near it. Basically, in my opinion. So I went for the wax boxes. That's what I said in the beginning. Is there's two types. You get a waxed and an unwaxed box. From what I have experienced, I went for the waxed boxes.
All right, I think that's it.
All right.
We can call it a day.
All right. Well, let's tentatively book for Friday morning. What do you think? Friday or Thursday? No. Yeah, Friday morning. Let's tentatively book for Friday morning. We do some more interesting things. I've got a big sign I've got to put up. Maybe I can haul that sign out, bring it here, modify it because I've got to cut some legs off it and clean it up a little bit. We can do that live on camera. See you